Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. This is The Amateur, where we're here just to talk life, hobbies, politics, ideologies, what have you. And on today's episode, we're going to be talking again about modern dating, specifically as it relates to tradition versus modernism, or traditionalism versus modernism, as it comes to dating, and just kind of the vast differences between it. But along those lines, I'm going to be showing a series of video clips of an Australian podcast, I believe. I think there's Kyle and Jackie O or something along those lines, but they had invited on some guest, one of the two duos from Fresh and Fit. I don't know what their full name is, but just a little bit of a background on Fresh and Fit. As far as I understand, I've only watched like a couple of their videos a while ago, but they try to provide some commentary, especially towards men, as far as the dating sphere and how to, I don't know, be a man or how to, advance in life or whatnot. But from my opinion, it seems like they're still figuring it out themselves. And to me, they are an example, Fresh and Fit are an example of the modern man as far as...
So, guys, if any of you guys are out here in a relationship, I'm going to have to ask you guys a couple of things. Does your girl, one, cook and clean unprompted? Does she shut up in front of your friends? Does she ask for your permission to do things out of respect? Does she forego hanging out with friends in public settings such as clubs, nightclubs, etc. for you? Does she give you sex regardless of how she feels? And then finally, does she give up her social media for you? Okay? If she isn't doing these basic things for you guys, you need to start really considering if this girl is the one.
Like, when you're dealing with a woman, if she's not giving you sex, she's useless. I don't give a fuck. She's useless. Like, yeah,
but
because
we were seeing each other. But
yeah, because I'll be honest, pussy was trash and you probably didn't add enough value.
Oh my god.
Because here's the thing. No, I gotta give it to them raw. Like, because I'll be honest, if you can't make a guy bust, you're virtually useless. If I'm gonna keep it 1,000.
How they view dating and relationships, and you'll kind of see this as I play the film, but just kind of start off like understanding when I say to find my terms, because I know I'm using these in not necessarily commonly understood ways, but when it comes to dating, for me, when I say the modern man is when there's blurredness, the line between dating and marriage is heavily blurred in the modern sphere, whereas within traditional mindset, there's a strict, stark difference between dating and courtship versus marriage, and the things that are meant to belong to each. And from my perspective, sex is a huge one that belongs strictly in marriage. Don't have sex with anyone unless you're actually married to them. You've taken the vows, you've taken an oath, a public oath, to your spouse in front of the people, to God, that you would stay committed and loyal to one specific person till death do you part. Again, so sex is one of those things that falls strictly in that category according to a traditional viewpoint, which is my viewpoint. And if I'm wrong, I might be using that word in a way that's not understood, but that's how I'm using it when I say it here. But essentially, in the modern realm, modern mindset of dating, all those lines are blurred, and so the things that you do in marriage that are specifically meant to be for marriage, which is moving in with another, having sex with another, raising children, combining finances, financially supporting one another, all those things are being done outside of those vows, and so those lines are being blurred. And then you have people who are long-term boyfriend girlfriend doing all the things of marriage without actually being married. And then it's the problem is like, what's the difference? And like, what is the difference? What is the difference? So that's kind of where that line is blurred. But I think from my understanding of Fresh and Fit, who kind of gained their way to fame by trying to call out women of a specific type, typically. So typically modern men trying to call out modern women for the things that they do, and kind of being a little bit hypocritical in some of those aspects, but trying to call them out, trying to make other women look dumb, like tell them that the way that you're thinking is stupid.
Fuck out.
No problem.
Real talk. Get out. All right, go ahead. Yeah. All right, ladies, get the fuck out. You guys have been wild and disrespectful. Frank Castle had to do anything. Yo, you guys can all get the fuck out. Seriously. The fuck out. Mad loud.
Can I share a mic?
I'm sorry.
All right, take off your headphones. Get up. Get the fuck out.
But I think from my perspective, they're trying to mesh the benefits of both traditional dating versus modern dating and try to get the best of both worlds, but you really can't if you're wanting to stick with one. And I think I've talked about this in some other videos. If you want to go check those out, so I won't go into too far depth in here. But without much further ado, I'll go ahead and play the clips so you can see what we are talking about.
And are territorial with their women. It's been that way since the beginning of time.
You don't own us in a relationship, so we can post what we want. If you have an insecurity with that, that's on you.
Let me finish.
I'm letting you finish, but every time I let you finish,
you're literally cutting me off right now.
Yeah, I know. Okay, go. Go.
I'm explaining to you how men view relationships. You might not like it. It might hurt your feelings. You might say, I'm not a piece of property or whatever. But with all due respect, your feelings. This is how
your feelings. I don't care about your feelings either. You're actually misogynistic and egotistical, and it's a kind of a concern the way you view relationships. Like you have ownership of women.
Men and women are not the same. Women like attention. Men want sex. So my thing is, a man is capable of having sex with other women while still loving his girl the same.
You're actually saying that in a relationship, it's okay for men to go and explore other options, but we have to be happy with you and not explore options.
Absolutely. Closed on your end, open on my end, and I think there should be honest between the two.
Why? Why would anyone agree to that?
You can't just go throwing that thing around. I spoke to Dan Bilzerian. Yeah, I'm sick of you asking to finish your long, boring answers that are the same answer every time we ask you a question. Even Dan Bilzerian last week told me to my face, "So fucking what, clown? Here you are on the show. I can turn you off as well. Just turn these clowns off. See you fellas, grow up, ring us back when you're 30 and you've got half a brain. You're not running around being led by your own dicks. Bye-bye. See you later. Turn them off."
So I know that he thought that he was just spitting some facts and trying to drop truth bombs when he was speaking, but like that was not it. That was not it. And so some of the things that I will point out with what he was saying is like that men are territorial with their women. That's been the case with all the time. It's like yes and no. It just depends on who you're talking to. I think part of his issue is that he's speaking as if he's speaking on behalf of all men, and it's only a very certain type of men that think that way. My opinion, just me outside looking in. Obviously, I'm a woman, so I can't really say. I really don't know. As well as this concept of ownership of women. And the only thing that I will say with this, at least biblically, again, from the traditional view, is like, yes, the ownership of women is the case in marriage, but it's also the ownership of men, because the Bible says, and I'll have to find the verse and I'll put it up there, but, you know, her body is yours, so speaking to men, and the men, your body is hers. So like y'all own each other in marriage. Like that's part of the vows that are being taken. So to an extent, yes, there is that ownership, but it's mutual. It's not just one way. And I think that's often missed a lot when people bring up the subjects, especially in the feminist talking sphere, about marriage being like this oppressive system or something stupid like that. And then, so yeah, just saying that he's acting like he's speaking on behalf of all men, when he's saying, well, this is how men see women, this is how men see relationships. You have to listen to me because I am a man and I know what I'm talking about. But I'm like, no. No, I'll listen to the Bible first before I listen to that, or men of God at least. The second thing that he's saying is like, it is correct though that men and women are different. That is not really a debate, or it shouldn't be, even though that seems to be one that is often going on in this realm. But yes, men and women are different, and because of that, men and women tend to approach relationships differently. And you have to consider the two sides of the argument. So if you're talking about traditional Christian, how people approach relationships is going to be a little bit different than just the secular. You're going to be trying to approach a relationship just solely based off lust and the need for sex. They're going to be different because women do have to consider the fact that they are the carriers of pregnancy. So they have to be a little bit more selective with whom they choose to sleep with than men do, because they have the ability to just kind of step away and run away from a pregnancy or from carrying a child as they so wish. But I think the issue, if we're gonna look more about like the religious aspect of it, and I say religious, not really religious, but like you'll hear a lot in these manosphere, red pill, black pill, whatever, that they don't like a lot of women having been passed around, yada yada yada, which is a fair point. But I think it's also some things like it's okay for men to also not be passed around or to be the sluts or have those high body counts. Like if every single woman in the world remained a virgin until a man decided to marry them, then all the men would be virgins too until they married somebody. Does that make sense, right? I get this a hypothetical, it's an ideal, but like that's kind of like the thought process that I have there. And then obviously just the biggest issue with his claim there is that it's okay for men to go out and explore their options or otherwise cheat, assuming that the woman is not okay with him doing that, but it's not okay for the woman to go out and explore her options, which is, again, is just like be loyal and show some fidelity to your partner. But that also just goes to show the differences between marriage and dating, where like, again, once you're married, it is supposed to be the ideal ultimate form of relationship where you two are taking up a significant vow that actually means something, and like your words have meaning, and that you're vowing to your loyalty and fidelity to this one person, and so you're choosing to remain loyal, versus when you're not in that marriage state. And obviously this is, again, granted that you're not providing marital actions, which is sex, outside of marriage. So if you are just dating and you're trying to see who you mesh well with, there's not necessarily that sexual friction involved. But yeah, so the podcasters have every reason to kick him out, but he was just sounding a little foolish and way in over his head. And what he kind of reminds me of, what he's trying to do and trying to be, is like Kevin Samuels.
Are you living an interesting life? I mean, you're 34 working in the warehouse. What are you doing that's interesting?
I mean, I like to work out.
Okay.
I mean, I like to go out, places and visit places and stuff.
Okay, what are you doing that's interesting?
See, I didn't have none of that when I was a kid, man. I didn't go to my proms and nothing like that.
And at 34 years old, that's your responsibility to address. It's nobody's concern but your own. No one cares what you did not have. That's your problem. That's it. I didn't have a father. That's my problem. Everybody got something. How tall are you?
I'm only 5'5". Just turned.
What kind of shape are you in?
I'm overweight. Working on it right now.
Okay. You got two struggles already. You can't be short and fat.
Yeah.
2 strikes. About how much do you make a year?
40,000.
And how old are you? Almost 40. So you're underemployed too.
Yeah.
All right, bro. So short, don't have to worry about that. But your weight and your money with your confidence.
Oh.
Why would the female of the species want to take your genes and put them into the next generation?
Correct.
Short, I mean, you're fat, underemployed, and unambitious. See, this is why I have these conversations, because a lot of this stuff gets lost in the sauce when women start talking about women and these red pills and all this other kind of stuff. This ain't got nothing to do with women. See, at 5'5", you should be in shape for you. You have zero confidence, and you're a quitter. You're underperforming, and you lack ambition. You need to go enroll in martial arts or boxing somewhere and let somebody knock the shit out of you.
A platform with 1 million folks actively talking about leaving your husband to get back with your ex.
Because he's high value, and I felt like...
And the reason you want to break your covenant with God and wreck your home of the pipe fitter guy is because the previous guy was higher value, meaning he earns more money?
Yeah, and his social status, how he looks.
What would the world say about that man?
It would say that this woman he got back with is the one he always wanted.
She belongs to the streets.
You need to leave Detroit.
Hey, I got family here. I can't leave yet.
You have children?
No, sir.
What do you mean you got family?
My mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, my nieces.
What kind of shit are you talking about?
Hey,
your mama got a husband, right?
Yeah.
And your sister got what?
Yeah, she does too.
So everybody else got a life but you.
I got a life.
No. Everybody else got a life, meaning a life and family.
Oh, yeah. A wife, yeah.
That's lazy, man.
Why didn't you marry your child's father?
Why didn't I marry my daughter's father? Because I didn't want to. And we were not, that was not the path that I took for a reason.
I'm asking why.
I just didn't want to. He wasn't marriage material. That was.
But he was birth material.
Yeah, he was someone that I did have a child with.
No, man.
And that's okay.
See, I want you to, the reason I'm doing this, man, the reason I'm doing this is I want you to understand these women are so much character driven, and I want you to listen to the answers. Get over my tone. Listen to the intent.
The hundreds of thousands of conversations I had is that women want everything. And most people can't afford that. And that's what I want to get down to. It's like, well, ladies, if you want a man who can provide a luxury lifestyle, do you want everything else that comes along with that? You may not see him as much, especially if they're corporate. I would just say this. If 10% of men or less can provide that lifestyle, 50% or more of women want that lifestyle. The numbers don't match. Mm-hmm. So if you can't get the 10%, what are you willing to do? And that gets translated into settling. I'll be honest, a lot of times men are hearing they have to settle. Cool, if you got all the things you wanted, what is he gonna get? Me. And if we flip the script, there's no way in Hades you're gonna tell me that this woman would think she should settle for an average guy. She'd want someone on her level. So this is what men are saying. Men are saying if it's all right for women to want the best, then we should want what we're worth.
I'm stingy with it. I do not give it up easily.
Were you married to your daughter's your baby mama though, right?
Baby, I've never been married, no, but I just don't.
So
I know.
Hold on. Let's talk about this though. See, I find it funny that women like yourself, baby mamas, all of a sudden want to get stingy with the puss after you done gave your womb up before a ring. But then you want the high value men to put a ring on it before he gets it?
So am I supposed to give it away?
You goddamn right you already did. Because here's the thing. See, that's what I mean. Ma'am, you're a used vehicle wanting brand new 2021 prices. I need to really say this. I take no particular pride or pleasure in doing shows like this because I know it triggers certain black women. I know they do. I know some of them get pissed. I've heard women on YouTube saying things that they don't watch the show end to end. And I'm not going to, and that's not going to change anything because there are far more women and far women who are listening. And who are the recipients? The women who listen end to end and are saying, well, you've changed my life. You've helped me look at this way or that way. Those women are benefiting. And guarantee when those women come into contact with men doing something, they all benefit. We're better off working with each other, trying to understand one another. You know, none of us are perfect. Certainly not me. I ain't shit. I got a lot of problems. It's like anybody else. We all got issues. But it's like Ice Cube. When the brother steps up to do something, support. Find ways to support. Even if you have an issue with something it's doing, can you find 4 or 5 things about it that you like before you start off with the one thing you don't like? Because you cannot keep painting black men in this ain't shit box. They don't all fit there. And brothers are starting to push back and say, no, 51% of us are single and childless and 64% in the middle class. They're here. Can you interact with them just in a peaceful, civil way? If you never get married and never have kids, can you have a higher quality of life? Can you just be happy? Can you stop walking through life with your hands up ready to fight the reflection of you, the opposite sex reflection of you? I don't walk through life looking at black women as though they're my enemy. And I would hope that for the black women who this applies, you stop walking through life assuming that black men are somebody to challenge, somebody to overcome, to struggle against. We don't need that.
May he rest in peace. I know that he passed recently, earlier this month. And I know that Kevin Samuels did not have he wasn't well received among many black women, even though what he said was accurate for the most part. And I think it's just the problem of how the basis of what Fresh and Fit were saying versus what Kevin Samuels was saying. I think Kevin Samuels comes again from a little bit more of a traditional perspective as far as with understanding the needs and the purposes of marriage and how all those things are meant to blend. And so his critiques and his comments were more based in truth than I would say Fresh and Fit's. And again, unfortunately, he wasn't well received amongst most black women who from the videos who were most combative with his words rather than being receptive. Even though Kevin Samuels provided the same criticism, even more so before he provided that criticism to women. But obviously, if a woman gets, offended, then that's the end of the world, or something along those lines. But those are just my thoughts on that, as far as with the craziness of the dating realm right now, and it's really, really quite sad. I don't know how we as a society can get back to firmer relationships and not this quasi sea of lust that's kind of going on right now, but I guess it's as good as mine. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.